All right, we're excited to get back to work, get to play a game this week after a week off, and felt like we had a good off week, and felt like today, we've started off on the right foot. So we're looking forward to being back in our home stadium in front of our fans. I think it's already a sellout, and our students have already broken the record for most tickets sold to a game, and they've been phenomenal the first two games as well. So just excited to be back home in front of our home crowd.
Can you kind of talk about what this rivalry has come to mean to you over your years at SMU?
Yeah, I mean it's been played over 100 times, and so it's important to a lot of people. I think, when you look at rivalries around the country, this one's pretty unique when both schools are separated by 30, 40 miles in the same, greater metroplex area. There's a lot of rivalries that are not even in the same state, much less the same city. So I think it's unique from that standpoint. And like I said, anything that's been done over 100 times is important to a lot of people. So rivalry games are a big deal. I've been blessed to coach in a lot of different versions, whether it be the Iron Bowl, Florida State, Miami, and so on and so forth. But when it kicks off, it's another game. And fortunately for us, it's our fourth game. It's an opportunity for us to go out and play good football.
I think you guys got to watch this last TCU game pretty closely. Any kind of additional takeaways of what to expect from them?
No, I mean, I think it confirmed what we thought we knew, is that they're a really talented football team. I mean, they had a commanding lead for 3/4 of the game and kind of let it get away late. But I bet you if they play that game 20 times, the way it unfolded through 3/4, they're going to win 19 of those 20. And so I know they're probably feeling like they let one get away. But, I mean, I think offensively they looked really good. I mean, the quarterback, Hoover's a great player. He's local. I mean, I remember him when I was down at Miami when he was coming out of high school. Really talented player. He's accurate. He gets the ball out, doesn't hold it and take sacks, doesn't turn it over. And he's got some really good weapons to get it to. I think Beck and Richardson are as good of two football players as we're going to play all year. They're really good at everything in the game. And then of course they got Big Savion, and then we know they've got a good stable of running backs. So they're really explosive, really good on offense. And what they don't do is they don't beat themselves. They're efficient. I know last year that was the thing for them. They've cleaned that up. And then I think defensively, with the change, they want to be aggressive. They blitz 50% or more of the time. I think they got a great linebacking core. I think they've got really good edge players. I think Bud Clark's been there forever. He's a really good safety. They got some transfer corners. So I see a really athletic, fast, aggressive, confident team. And so credit to what UCF was able to do to get the win late. But they're a good football team, playing really good football, and just kind of let one get away, I think.
Does it help when you have a bye week? I know you don't want to make this game bigger than it is, but it is a big game, and that they know that that's coming. Does that help maybe through the bye week and through this week to know that that's what's at the end of the tunnel?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a fair question. I don't have a clue. I don't. I think if we play well, it helped. If we don't play well, it didn't help. You know what I mean? I think it's unique to have a bye week that early in the season, but we did start a week early, so we've actually still played 3 games. We're eager to play. We're eager to go out and compete and try to play our best game of the year.
Do you have any injuries you can update?
Any injuries can update. Jalen Knighton got hurt on the last drive of the last game, and he will be out. So, we're getting a little bit thin at running back. I think everybody else should be available on offense, and I think everybody else should be available on defense. I think that's the only one. If I'm missing one, I'm not doing it on purpose.
With Jalen being out, I mean, does this mean Derek McFall?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got Brashard and LJ. LJ was banged up, so he didn't play as much against BYU, but the week off did help him. So I think you got Brashard and LJ. I think you got McFall, who, for a freshman, the game is not too fast or too big for him. Obviously, I know against Houston Christian he showed he can do running the football, but he's a smart kid. He cares. So he's been preparing like he's going to play. And then, of course, Roderick Daniels plays every position on offense for us just about. So we still got 4 quality options, I think, at running back.
Knowing that this rivalry is kind of winding down and coming to an end in a couple of years here, and now that you have a chance to be on that level playing field as 2 power conference teams, you feel any extra added weight going into this week? Is it more important to win these games knowing that there's not many of them left?
No, I don't feel any added weight. I mean, every week you feel the pressure of college football. And, the margin between winning and losing is small, and the feeling difference between winning and losing is great on the back end. So, it's a great rivalry. Been played for over 100 years, like we said a minute ago, and it's unique to have two teams this close together in a rivalry. That's rare. The fact that we're only going to play it 2 more times, that was their decision. Not worried about that. We're worried about trying to play good football and get a win, and that's just the truth. That's the truth. It's a big game because it's the next game. And it's important to our fan base. It's important to our players, just like it is to their fan base and their players. And that's what makes college football great. And, I'm sure one day it'll come back just like Texas A&M has and all that. But we're going to be in the present. And right now we're playing them. So we want to play well.
I know it's not your decision, but if you could, would you continue playing this rivalry game?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely we'd play them. I mean, we'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. There's great rivalries, I think us and Houston's a good one that, just when both schools change conference, sometimes it's hard to keep those things, especially when it was a conference game. This situation is different because it was a non-conference game, so it could have been renewed as long as you want. But, I think down the road, once your non-conference schedules get scheduled out 5, 6, 7 years in advance, so sometimes it's hard to sync back up. But a game like that would be great. This game would be great. Makes too much sense, we're in a national conference, and so we're going to play our conference all over the place. It doesn't hurt to play regional games in the non-conference. We're going to play Baylor the next year. So, we're open to playing anybody. So.
You guys, last time you beat TCU, it was a pretty dominant showing on the ground. I mean, do you look at what UCF did and kind of some of the blueprint things over the last couple times SMU's beat TCU and see kind of that rushing?
Yeah, I know when we beat them in 19, we had a good balance that game. Obviously, I think the 21 games, the one you're referring to, SMU had a great day on the ground. I mean, at the end of the day, those teams and those schemes are all different. Look, I think it was said after the game there, what UCF does, I mean, they're one of the top rushing offenses. They were the top rushing offense in the country going in the game because they have 4 really good backs and a quarterback who's a runner. So, I mean, you see that happen, but at the same time, we're different, and so, we're going to do what we can and what we think gives us the best chance to move the ball against the defense. I think it's definitely probably the best one we played so far and probably going to be one of the better ones we play this year.
When we talked to you when you made the decision, I'm not sure you had gone through a full practice with Kevin as your starting quarterback. What did you see from him last week?
Yeah. I think it was good for our team just to have consistency and a chance to start to grow and build our identity moving forward. I thought both guys have handled it great. Like the great team guys they are and like captains. I think he's been comfortable. He's been eager and urgent, and honestly hadn't changed a whole lot because he was already practicing well and playing like he was going to play. But I thought last week was good for him. What we did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today going into Tuesday, first true game week and game planning. But it's not the first time he's been the starter going into a game, so it's not like there's a lot of new. So that's good.
What do you say to him ahead of this week, and is there anything that you particularly want to see from him?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see him go out and just make good decisions and be Kevin and trust the guys around him. He doesn't have to be Superman. He's talented. He'll make some plays, but every play doesn't have to be a touchdown. Just go out, take what they're giving us, play good football, get it to your teammates. I mean, especially in what we do, quarterback's like a point guard with 4 really good scorers. Like, man, just get the ball to the right people. Be a distributor, and then, when the opportunity's there for you to make a big play or something, make it. But that's all he has to do is play through his teammates, and I won't make a big deal of it or say too much to him because I think he'll go play good.
And speaking of playing through the teammates, how big is it for him to have the connection with all the receivers that came back at the end of last year?
Yeah, I mean, it helped. He took all the 1 reps all spring, and all spring he was throwing with them, and even in the summer. So, he started the conference championship game last year, started our bowl game. So, I know y'all are probably going to make a big deal about it and talk about it a whole lot, but it's not his first start, and it's not his first start in a big game. So, probably about the only thing you can say, it's his first start at home. So, there you go. There's your headline. But he'll do fine. He's not going to be perfect. He's going to make mistakes. Shoot, we may even turn the ball over, and just keep playing. Just keep playing.
When you make a quarterback change like you did, and last week and making that move. I mean, what's that process like, for yourself as the head coach and going through that, making that decision?
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy. I think I said it somewhere last week. It's never easy when you make a decision that you feel is in the best interest of your team, but it's going to hurt somebody you care about. So you're not going to do those things lightly or in a knee-jerk reaction. They're going to be very thoughtful, and you're going to consult your staff and have the pulse of your team and all the things that go into it. So, fortunately, that was 10 days ago. It's in the past, and our guys have done a good job moving forward. And but no, it's never easy. It's never how you draw it up, but that's the job. College football, week in, week out, you got to do what you think gives you the best chance to win. You got to make hard decisions, and you know what? Sometimes you make a choice, and it doesn't even mean it's going to work, but you make the best choice that you have with the information you have, and I think that's what we did.
With Kevin's ability to bounce back from that first play against Tulane, does that help you, just even as you are going into a game, feel a little bit better about how he's going to handle anything?
Yeah, it does. Kevin's fearless. I mean, he plays the game fearless, and sometimes that gets him into trouble, but he plays it with a confidence, kind of just a for love of the game kind of mentality, which I think is awesome. I think his teammates love that. So he knows what to do. He's just got to go out and trust himself and play as hard as he can, and like I said, play through his teammates and just go one play at a time, good or bad, and we'll be fine.